Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. This is Fabha Business Wali. I'm student and facilitator at Rehan School Online Academy, and we are watching the Pallete podcast. And as you all know that in every podcast we have new guests with us, and today we have Dr. Jelena here with us, and she's academic professor, doctor, and also she has done PhD and living in Siberia, I guess. So today we will let you know about her and what is her expertise. So firstly, hello, how are you? Thank you for joining.
Oh, fine. And you?
I'm great. Thank you for
Ah,
asking.
yes,
So
yes, yes. I'm great always. I'm
that's
all good.
amazing.
Every
Okay.
day.
So, can you please introduce yourself in just few lines for me, also for my viewers?
Yes, yes. Uh, Good evening, Faba Business Valley, ladies and gentlemen, scientists, university professors, students, business people. I warmly welcome you, and I very much appreciated the invitation that you invited me for and podcast, the Pilot podcast. Topic for interview: Science for the 21st century. Science no century because knowledge belong to humanity and in the torch which illuminate the world. Science is the highest personalization of the national because that national will remain the path which carrier the protest the work of true and intelligence. Cited Louis Pasteur. Uh, we are already well into the 21st century and is not yet clear to the vast majority of people of this century is a decisive moment in our overall history, which can be annihilated by the mistake of this and future generation in the next thousand or million of years. The enormous responsibility is on the shoulders of the several generations who live or will live in the 21st century much greater than even in human history. It is not difficult to establish why this is so. Man, with his evaluation and construction of civilization into last 5 centuries, and especially in the 20th and the past fifth of the 21st century, has reigned with such power that is now able uh, to destroy not only his species and civilization, but also possible all living things on this planet, and himself is still mostly a being of egoism, intolerance, and aggression. It is in this gap between enormous power and small intelligent altruism that the greatest dangers to our survival lives. Important topics are listed in order of importance. Two least most significant dangers that threaten human civilization, some of which were created by men and some are part of natural process that we so not control. During the 21st century, and particularly over the previous couple of decades, research has greatly increased our understanding of the element constitution of matter, the origin of the universe, the evaluation of life on Earth, the structure and the performance of biomolecules, and far more. At the identical time, the progress that scientists have made has provided and fostered power, which enables use to vary our lives, our future, and our world. The good benefits that science has offered should make us forget that this power can even have negative consequences. It is an element that has contributed to the damage of the Earth natural environment, and it's been want to construct weapons of mass destruction remained used that with power come to responsibility to use it wisely. At the dawn of the 21st century, science found itself in an extendedly challenging situation today. There are more professionality trained scientists alive than in all told previous generation combined together at the identical time. Thanks the tip the confidence military industrial complex and their scientific cadre are declining in consequence of economic conversation to civilization industry. These free up resources with each a number of harmkind most pressing challenges can be addressing, like food supply, security food, public health, global temperature change, or the protection of biodiversity, the globalization of market, production, and finance may result in shift from national research activities calling this state-led research infrastructure into question. The imperative of competitiveness within the globalized economy may 13 research within which provide little or no short-term economic return. Universities are being re- requires to hunt more cooperation with private sector military industry because of economic competition and free exchange of scientific ideas, data, and research material has come hardship against these large-scale research programs which require international cooperation, as for instance in high energy physics on the massive environmental program, English that are partially national research focus. Mathematics is nature science. Different from the other science, 13 is subject isn't nature. Progress in mathematics is typically curiously preserved in the final public. Its results are believed to be abstract and remote from everyday experience uh, that they are difficult to know. However, occasionally, same mathematical news become visible to broader public. One example is that the applying of Jane prime number for encryption purpose sometime and in might also catch public attention. An example is that the recent uh, professor at Fermat last theorem, which altogether imply stated received the foremost effective efforts of mathematical for quite there and half century. But mathematics is sort of just the peculiar theorem and occasional popular achievement. Thanks to the precision and the rigor, it's a vital tool for all of the science. There are many examples from the history of science during which the event of Less mathematical methods or an imaginative application of existing tools allow scientists to formulate it fundamentally new theory and understanding revolutionary conceptual uh, breakthrough. Mathematical modeling, the event of algorithm, as scientific computing become tool remarkable variable for the science. These promise to play a very important role in future progress is new technology, mathematical basis, mathematical algorithm, blockchain, and artificial intelligence. Uh, Over the last 15 years, on knowledge about elementary particle and their interaction in advanced trim industry. Before the tip of second warfare, when some particular well-known physics is nature science, but there was systematic theory, example their diversity in their property in speed. Uh, the advance made within the 2013, even natural science was still in infancy in many respects. Nothing was now about the constitution of neutron and protons. Measuring instruments were extremely coarse, are limited in their measuring range. Within the past 15 years, a full though a last particular has been decayed variety of which an extremely short lived. So, on research such particular, they are accelerated and smashed in the other particular. The event of last particular accelerator in Switzerland operation a much higher energy was crucial. Consider the rapid advance in physics. In process, Epstein general theory of relativity are mutually incompatible. Their compatibility is totally essential for the identical physics which can be goal driving future theoretical progress. This goal can only be reached by changing a minimum of during all one milestone in every of these story in very substantial manners. Nobody on water string theory or some descendant of it will provide a solution. 21st century physics has had fantastic technological impact. We
Okay,
did.
so can I ask you next question?
Yes. Astronomy and cosmology discuss much science today, much science. 50 years ago, absolutely was believed the universe at large was a rather peaceful place as our optical observation had always suggested. Nova and supernova were sole real events now to realize large amounts of energy during a comparatively short period, period, period times my my computer problem. This galaxy emit uh, emit incredibly enormous amount of energy, which suggests that they are core literally exploding. Is interesting investigation. 1917 17 black hole are difficult to detect because their gravitation field are strong enough trap and their radiation is a problem much Earth atmosphere today, sunshine, climate change, all the planets reach by such probe which has increased our knowledge about them thermodensely. These might are impossible by earth-based research alone as indeed. Jupiter is a very interesting planet, our Earth satellite. Problem nature science chemistry, the chemical science have made breathtaking advance during the last 5 decades. They need provided in numerable benefits through a particularly wide selection of application. These include among the arting, new material, food abilities, pharmaceutical and pesticides, but also novel analytic tool for the study of living matter like vice become the environment. The structure of the many molecules were determined in this case provided the idea for his synthesis, although production on in industrial scale. New product, example, new vaccine, COVID-19 product, chemical and genetic recombination. Uh, Science is important development human civilization. A notable example are the vitamin small organic component that function as a cofactor many biochemical reaction within our body. They vitamin supplement play a vital role. Publicity helped because will complement deficiency. Is very interesting today chemical science are contributing the environmental science. As in example, they supply new material and contributed to event of recent means of crop protection, yet in animal and human health. Molecular biology, throughout the highest of the 1914 biochemical evidence accumulated in support hypothesis that genes are manufactured from polymer DNA. DNA genes are hereditary units governing the biological transmission of trait from parents, offspring, or to get species. Biological had already speculated that key to understand how genes can transmit biological information from generation to generation must be through their molecular structure. Very interesting new methods, revolution in biological methods, molecular biological, systematical biological project, special project, human genome 21st, 21st for diseases. Diseases, genetical engineering, diagnostic pharmaceutical product, promising advance are made in somatic gene therapy where genetic defects are required in certain form of cell or tissue. Problem medicine today, during the second half century, an enormous number of various pharmaceutical are development, the deployment of antibiotic for treatment on infection diseases goes back 242, only to very known. After the war, a number of recent antibacterial substances were discovered and systematically improved. Oral antibiotic is a problem. Cruel diseases mostly affecting creeping children. More recently, gene splicing has led to vaccine against influenza, serum hepatitis, and chickenpox To call just some examples, within last 50 years, transplantation medicine has emerged is widely new discipline. Various devices are deploying the replacement of human organ like bones, blood vessel, joint, etc. A device blood from material that are compatible, chemical, mechanical requirement, etc. Biological is very, very interesting science 21st century, especially new methods for diseases, AIDS, uh, AIDS, much diseases. The system consists of a two-component CRISPR-Cas technology. CRISPR-Cas technology stand classified regulatory interspaced short palindrome repeat is much important COVID-19 in 21st century. Biological evolution. Since the 20 evolution biological established itself in big substance within biological the beginning of this era characterized by the emergence of the so-called evolutionary synthesis, also called the neo-Darwinism synthesis. The synthesis forms the first systematic theory of the essential mechanism of evolutionary incorporating the principle of the date spatial genetics. Wide variety of the foremost important theoretical advance, mathematical population genetics, occur earlier. Over the last 15 years, evolutionary biologists have produced a strong number successful field and laboratory study illustrating evolutionary process and testing specific theoretical basis Darwin is interesting today in the world. Atomic weapons is dangerous on the world. Nuclear war today war Ukraine, Russia, Israel, and Iran. Much dangerous today human population in world. The United States and Russia, best of all, and then six other countries process atomic weapon that still pose a great danger to the survival of human and civilization. Altogether, people have almost forgotten fear of the bomb after the experience the Soviet Union a various nuclear arm agreement and USSR. There currently is process nuclear war special United States, Russia, and the country. Genetic engineering, thinking about genetic engineering for behalf of man. The question is whether everything so defined and respected. Why discovery of CRISPR, Emmanuel Charpentier and Jennifer Doudna won the 2020 Nobel Prize for this discovery. The process of manipulating Cas9 protein used to cut DNA made genetic engineering much much more acceptable to people with right knowledge to solve genetic engineering. Louis Montagnier discovered uh, discovered he hive genome with two other scientists believe that COVID-19 is a product of genetic engineering, which even in day wrong this time a wrong what the future hold is bring our look with COVID-19 is that is mortality is not high, less than 1%, but well can guarantee that somewhere that malice, terrorism, or just stupidity. It will not be product or maybe nature. Nature COVID-19 no product nature. Environmental science perplex. The foremost part reaching insight science delivered within the previous 5 decades. If the person serious environmental forces on the planet we inflict invariable change on the biosphere, biogeochemical cycles, the worldwide climatic system, climate change.
Okay, Miss. Thank you so much. The interview time is over already. Thank you so much for again for joining me.
Uh, climate change? Climate change is very interesting. They are already there. There,
Um,
and we're
Actually,
more.
I have
Yes,
to end the interview. The time is over. So this can I end it?
science over.
Yeah.
Scientists saw it is very interesting. Uncontrolled people growth in population in the world. Climate change is big problem. Artificial intelligence problem. Uh, 21st century. Much problem. Much problem is control. Control human thinking and science. Much
Okay.
control science. Science is important development,
Yes.
human population, uh, ethics, control, resume thinking.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much again for joining me. So, okay, everyone. So, this was for the interview. I will end my live stream over here. We'll meet with another interview with another guest. Till then, Allah Hafiz and goodbye.